Got a Ryan Cantor here to talk some Clemson football. Of course, we're just about 3 weeks away, and you can catch Ryan's channel right here on YouTube. And we've got the link down in the description section. We made it extremely easy for you, folks. Just grab the link. It's in the description section to check out Ryan's work. As we flip to the defense, Tyler Davis, of course, anchors the middle. I saw a note the other day that he could become the first Clemson player to be all ACC 4 consecutive years. So it starts with him in the middle. Your thoughts about the rush defense?
Yeah, Tyler Davis is just so crucial. A couple of years ago, I guess it was 2020. So I was pretty young back then, but he was out and James Skalski was out, and everyone was talking about Skalski's out, we're in trouble. But it just seems whenever Tyler Davis is on the field, teams can't run the ball. He doesn't pick up all these crazy stats, and he's not as big as Dexter Lawrence or as flashy and charismatic as Christian Wilkins, but I think he is incredibly vital to this team. And it's not just him. The defensive tackle and safety are the two positions on this defense that are crazy deep. So Rukaroro decided to come back too. I was shocked that they both came back. And it's legal to say now, but I think NIL had to have. I think Clemson's using it not to grab people from the portal like FSU does. I think they're using it to keep guys they already believe in who kind of deserve it. I mean, not to say others don't, but in a sense deserve it. Keep them here that extra year. So they got Tyler Davis and Rukaroro back. That's awesome. And there's plenty behind him too. Peyton Page, DeMonte Capehart, if he's healthy, Trey Williams. And then, of course, there's freshman Peter Woods, who is turning heads. I was at the spring game, and he was incredible. He's coming in. Look, I mean, he's ahead of where Christian Wilkins was when he came in, and that guy's, a Clemson legend. So there's a ton of depth. I think they'll almost have to push someone out to defensive end if they're all healthy, because there's just too much depth. You got to get these guys snaps.
Yeah, anytime there's a 5-star playing in his first spring game, there's already a little bit of hype, and people are already, looking for a play or looking for a flash play here and there. But just watching the game on TV, it was funny because, as you well know, I think there was a would-be tying touchdown scored late in the game, and basically, he's good enough that he said, I'm going to block this PAT, and he did.
Yeah, he's look, I don't want to overhype him or put, unrealistic expectations. I think he'll at least contribute as a freshman, and I think he'll be, another future NFL guy off this defensive line, which seems to produce him like crazy.
Yeah, you were talking about crazy stats. 82 out of a safety is pretty strong. Jalen Phillips, of course, was second on the team in tackles. And then you got Andrew Mukaba, that I know that a lot of folks are high on him, and he's coming off a 50 tackle season.
Yeah, so Andrew Mukaba is a junior, or will be a junior this football season. 2 years ago, he started. He was, I think it was the first freshman, I believe, at safety to start against Georgia in that Charlotte opener, the Duke's Mayo game, and he was amazing that season. It was incredible. But last year he wasn't good. I don't want to say it in a rude way, but he really struggled. His PFF grade was in the 50s. He was Clemson's worst safety statistically, including walk-ons. He really struggled. He had a dislocated elbow and a couple other injuries, the lower body injuries, a whole slew of things that, maybe he shouldn't have played. He played about 570 snaps. Maybe they shouldn't have played him that much. I don't know, but he struggled. Well, he's gained 10 pounds, I assume, of muscle. He's up to 195 from 185 last year, which is a better weight for safety. He's healthy, supposedly looking really good. He looked good in the spring game. So there's a lot of optimism that he could go back to being a star. PFF has him, I believe it's on the 3rd team all ACC. So they're kind of believing that he's going to be back. You certainly don't put the level of play he had last year on any of your all ACC teams. So they're believing he's back. Clemson people, myself, believing he's going to be, back to at least as good as he was freshman year, which was well into the 70s PFF grade. I think he could exceed that and possibly go to the NFL after this year. He's not even the best safety. RJ Mickens, who doesn't even start, is the highest rated safety per PFF. He's got 5 picks in the last 2 years. The guy is great. He's the biggest safety at 210 pounds. They got to get him on the field, whether it's using him as the nickel or moving someone else like Makuba, who reportedly is playing a little bit of nickel in the first day of fall camp. They've got to get these guys. They got to get Mickens on the field. So And it goes far beyond that. I could run down all the safeties. Should I keep going here?
Keep going with the safeties. I'm a
Yeah.
nerd. I like to catch up on the personnel.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned Jalen Phillips. He's a veteran. He used his COVID waiver to come back. I don't think he's like a superstar, so to speak, but he was steady and reliable when Makuba was struggling. So to get him back just gives so much depth, and he's listed as a starter alongside Makuba. So you got to feel really good about that trio. Brent Venables' son, Tyler Venables, is still on the team. He actually tore something in his hip, and he could have maybe played through it and played through pain, but they have so much depth they decided to redshirt him, which is great because all three of those guys I just mentioned, they could all be gone after this season. So Tyler Venables is going to redshirt, so he'll come back as a redshirt senior. Plus, he'll have that COVID waiver in his back pocket, so he could potentially play 2 more years, which is great long term. But you also have Khalil Barnes, who was the not superstar, but the star player of the game type thing of that spring game. He had a game-winning pick 6. And he's out of Bogart, which is like basically Athens, Georgia. He could make an early impact. Sherrod Koval was a big-time 4-star out of Chesapeake, Virginia. He played a fair amount of snaps, just a little under 200 snaps last year. Good physical safety. He was good. His PFF grade was basically the same as Jalen Phillips, and he was a freshman. He's going to get snaps as a sophomore. So they go, 5 deep, and then they've got, some redshirt freshmen and such behind that. So I think safety was a weakness last year, but you basically bring everyone back and you get your star safety from playing, significantly hampered to healthy in an NFL send-off kind of year as a junior. I think the safety room goes from a weakness to a strength. I think that's maybe one of the biggest changes for this defense.
Ryan Cantor here to break down Clemson football, and we've left the description, the link to his channel in the description section down below. So track Ryan over there. What recent video post do you have available on your channel?
Yeah, the most recent was talking about conference realignment, but dropped a preview of the rushing offense, and then in the next couple of days we'll do passing offense in general, just solo, not an interview, and then defense in general, solo, not an interview. Like this, I also interview people as well as just post my own thoughts.
Good stuff. Ryan, always appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I always enjoy it.